Welcome back, viewers at home from the ad break. We are joined by Mr. Nkantu Luscious Dosi, who's the founder and managing director of Nhluvuko Enlightenment Productions. Thank you so much for coming to Prime Live.
It's a pleasure, ma'am.
So I know that our conversation today will be mainly focused on the upcoming event that's coming, but also the fact that the NEP is also a vibrant youth organization that's focused on job creation, enlightenment through entertainment. So I want us to just talk more on that. So maybe the first question would be: could you share with us some of the innovative ways that NEP engages with young people and communities through entertainment? We just want to know about this organization.
No, thank you. It's an opportunity to be here, ma'am. So NEP, it stands for Nhluvuko, which is a Tsonga word that means progress, enlightenment, production. So NEP was sort of like, I don't know, I felt like it was an acronym that we thought it would be wiser to sort of like make it more engaging for youth to sort of understand that we're all about progress, and also the type of projects that we do are more of awareness creation. So we started off in 2004. And then basically this year it marks like 20 years of our existence. And we started off as young people that formulated this organization. We had people that studied like dramatic arts coming from institutions like FUBA, which was like one of those dramatic institutions that was sort of like bringing pride and dignity upon, the underprivileged to sort of learn about dramatic arts. And then also some of the guys, they also studied at AFTA, which is like a film school. And then we all came together and formed this organization in 2004. And then we had this notion that we want to help the youth, with the skills that we might have acquired from the institutions, to sort of like share with them, because we feel like some of these institutions are very expensive, So at least let's try to plant a seed, upon these kids and make them understand what happens in these sort of like in performing arts or even in film, how things get to be brought, sort of like come alive. So we've been doing this in different communities and also different provinces. So we started off in Soweto for one, and also we went to Katlehong, and then we went to other provinces outside, like in Limpopo, where we are right now at the moment. We are at a community called Mutong. Mutong, what we do is we are working with kids from different schools. So we got like 3 schools that we're working with. One is called Mahofe Secondary School, and another one it's called OR Mabocha. It's a secondary school as well, and then another one's called Munyong Secondary School. So what we do with these kids is that we audition them, and then we opt at 20 kids per school, right? So that we work with a manageable number than to work with everybody, which will be a challenge for us. So we work with kids that we felt like, okay, we can see that there is a light in terms of, understanding the dramatic arts here. So we can help to shape them up in terms of theater. And then what we'll do is we'll do like workshops such as creative writing, and then also directing, and another one will be makeup and styling as well, and then another one would be also stage managing, just to understand the business, of how things get to be run, as from a stage manager's perspective. So we want those kids to understand in terms of screen acting too, how screen acting differs, from stage acting as well. So we do those workshops with different facilitators, and then we use exactly the guys that I mentioned coming from FUBA, coming from AFTA as well, to share these valuable skills with the kids.
That's very interesting, and I just want us to bring it back to the fact that you guys focus on entertainment, but I want us to now tell me, how do you strike a balance after training these kids and making sure that they know exactly what it entails to be part of the entertainment industry? How do you now bring job creation into this?
Okay, so job creation for one. Obviously, we employed, like I mentioned, like the guys that are coming from these institutions, because we have like management in our organization. I happen to be one of the executive members. We got other guys. We're sort of like 6 of us that are sort of part of the executive committee. So when we have a project running, we try to employ other people that will bring like those valuable skills, different facilitators, and then with their skills, they sort of like train other people, which are school kids, and then those kids also they get to be representatives for their schools, and then they're able to form their own plays as well, and do a little bit of things like fundraising on their own, because we are trying to impart a certain skill that will help them, to sort of like create some interesting stuff for their school, be able to buy, like certain objects that will help to create a nice hall, and at least bring that school to come alive as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, so now speaking of funds,
Yeah.
I know that for every organization to run, you do need funds. So can you
Sure.
tell us about the methods that you use in order to raise funds so that this community service that you're actually doing runs smoothly and effectively?
Yeah. Well, it is a bit of a challenge. I'm not gonna lie. It is a very contentious issue,
Yeah.
when you talk about money, right? So as an NGO, of which we are, it's not all the time that we get like funds that we are being given from the government. Sometimes what we do is for the existence of the organization, we also need to donate by ourselves. So we have like self funding that we do, so that we are able to have things like the tax clearance certificates, which we have to sort of like have in order for us to be able to apply, and also the existence of our bank account too. There must be a little bit of money that we put in our bank account so that our bank tends to exist all the time. And then we have a little bit of strategies that we do. One of the strategies that we have is we do like joint venture fundraisings with schools as well. Would make a play, and then the play that we perform at that school, the school would get a cut, and also we get a cut as well.
Okay, that's very interesting. But unfortunately, we have run out of time.
Yeah.
This has been very insightful, and I'm sure people that have been wondering what the organization is about, now they know more information, and they can actually check you guys out maybe on your social media platforms just to show you some support. But without wasting any time, thank you so much for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks for having us.